there it is. What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you just exactly how to install a Injen Evolution cold air intake. The cool thing about this one is it actually adds about 17 horsepower and about 15 pounds of torque. Another cool thing about this bad boy right here, if you guys do get the one with the blue air filter, it's going to be a dry air filter, so it's not going to be oiled or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about contaminants going into your engine from the oil. So that's an awesome thing. Another cool thing about today's video is it's going to look awesome when anybody does open up your hood, of course. As you can tell, this looks so much better than what your factory one looks like. Another cool thing, anybody can actually do this. If you're not mechanically inclined, it'll take about 1 to 2 hours. If you are mechanically inclined, it should only take about 30 minutes. It sounds like a long time because there's a lot of steps, but it's super simple. If you guys do end up wanting to purchase it, you can check out TacomaBeast.com or just go ahead and check out the description box below because I'll make sure to link it there. Let's go ahead and now get into the video and show you guys how it's done. So before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys just exactly what tools you're gonna need to accomplish this install. So first thing you're gonna wanna go ahead and get is a panel removal tool of some sort. You need to remove a couple clips, so this is going to help you guys out. If not, you could just go ahead and get a flathead screwdriver. The next thing you're going to want to go ahead and get is an extension like this for your wrench, and then you're also going to need a 12mm socket, 10mm socket, and a 8mm socket. The next thing you're going to want to go ahead and get is some pliers just like this. You guys will see why, but you are going to need it. The next thing you're going to need is a flathead and a Phillips head screwdriver. And you are going to need a couple Allen wrench keys. I'll tell you guys the size when we get to that step. Let's go ahead and now get into the install and show you guys how to install this Injen air intake. Let's do it. All right, you guys, so the first step in doing this is you're going to notice right here the engine cover. That's the first thing you're going to need to remove. It's super easy. All you got to do is grab your hands underneath, just literally pull right up. It's that easy. And then it pulls right out. All right, you guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the next step after you remove the engine cover. You're going to notice right here there is a bolt, and then right here looking right there is another bolt. Those two are going to be a size 10mm socket. You want to go ahead and remove those two, then we'll get to the next step. So noticing right here, I left the bolt there and I left the bolt there. All you're doing is loosening these things up. You don't want to remove them completely. The next step is you want to go ahead and get your pliers. We're going to be removing this clip that's here. To do that, you go like this, right over each end, push in and just kind of bring it back, just like that. Super simple, nothing too hard. Now you just pull back just like that. Once you've pulled back, you can now pull this back away from the intake manifold. And you want to do this when your engine is cold. If not, you might burn yourself. It does get really hot underneath here, and like I said, you could burn yourself. And then just pull this back. All right, you guys, so once you have it in this position, noticing that wire is still attached, all you got to do is get either a flathead or a panel removal tool in between there and just pop it right off. Sometimes it may take some time depending on your vehicle. Some are easier than others. I've done some where you could do by hand. This one was a little bit hard. So there it is, this removes. Let's put this to the side. So the next step here is going to be removing this harness here. This is for your MAF sensor. So all you do is, noticing back here, there is like a little attachment point there. It's just held in with that clip. You push in and it should release just like that. Super simple, nothing too hard. And you're going to notice right here, it is also attached. So you're going to want to go ahead and get your panel removal tool once more and do the same process. Just like that. Nothing hard about this. Let's put this off to the side. We're going to need to reconnect it. For this next step, noticing the air intake box is right here, the stock factory one. You're going to notice there's a little silver wing here and a silver wing here. To remove that, you literally grab your thumb, push back on it. Same thing with this side. Grab your thumb, push back on it. Grab your hand, your thumbs, go towards the bottom, over release, and release the latch. Just like that. All it is some latches. So once you have it in this position here, you can remove the lid. Let's put that aside. And then up next right here, this is just a paper filter. Of course, the one I have here is just a K&N drop-in air filter. The one on your guys' truck, if you guys have the factory one, it's probably going to be white and it's going to be a papered one. So let me go ahead and remove this, because we're gonna need to look inside the box. Now that we removed the drop-in air filter, we removed the cover, you're gonna notice right here there's one more clamp, and right there you're gonna want to go ahead and get your flathead screwdriver and just remove that bolt that's there. Let's do that now. So now that you're loosened that screw that's back here, up next what you're going to be doing is looking inside the intake box. You're going to notice there's a bolt there and a bolt there. Those two are going to be a size 12mm socket. And for this step, you also want to get an extension just to help you out, because if you don't have an extension, it's going to be kind of hard to remove those just because this box is kind of deep in. You guys will see in person, but get yourself an extension. It'll save your life. So once you remove that 1 and 2 bolts that were inside the intake box, you're going to notice in the back over here, there's going to be one more bolt there. You're also going to want to go ahead and use your extension for that because it is also deep in. Just like that. Super simple, nothing too hard. You want to carefully and gently just kind of release the intake box, and let's put this off to the side. We're going to reuse some things that are in here. So right here, what I'm going to be doing is before we install it into the vehicle, I'm going to show you guys a side-by-side comparison from the factory intake box versus the brand new Injen cold air intake box. Let's go ahead and show you guys right here. Dive right in with me. So noticing over here on this side, the brand new stuff is of course going to be the brand new Injen cold air intake. The one on the back over there is going to be the stock factory Toyota OEM intake box. So let's go ahead and start off with the filters right here on my left side. So basically this is going to be the brand new from Injen. So if you guys are familiar with cold air intakes, this is the way they usually come. They look awesome, they look great, and you guys know these usually help create a little bit more horsepower and torque. So looking over there, that is of course how your stock one would look, the drop-in air filter. Of course I have a K&N one, so it looks slightly different in color, but your stock one is going to look very similar. You're going to notice two big differences. So one, on the Injen air intake, the box, this one is significantly slightly larger, and it has one more opening on it. You're going to notice this here. On the stock one over here, it's slightly smaller and it does not have no opening there. So this is just a factory one. It looks ugly of course because it's old, and this is going to be the brand new one that I'm going to be installing. So noticing right here, like I was saying, it has that extra little opening here. So when we go to install it, you guys will see, but this is going to sit here, and this is kind of what's going to help create the airflow coming in from the grill. This is basically going to sit here, and this is just kind of what's going to draw into the intake manifold. The next thing over here on the stock one, you're going to notice it's slightly different, and this one's way larger. This one has a resonator. This one is kind of what California law of course wants. You know, they want to restrict you, they want to restrict your power, they want to restrict a lot of stuff. So if you guys are in California, I would kind of suggest probably holding on to that just in case you guys ever have to smog your vehicle. You guys might have to switch it back. That's the only downside. First, we're going to go ahead and now start with the intake boxes. One thing I want to let you guys know, you guys are going to be reusing some of the stock factory hardware, so make sure you pay attention to this so that way you install it correctly. So let's go ahead and flip this over right here just so I can show you guys. And then let's go ahead and grab our factory one. So noticing in the factory one, we removed the bolt that was there, and then we also removed a bolt that was in here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reusing those 3 grommets, and inside there's a metal fitting. So to remove those, you could go ahead and grab a flathead screwdriver or maybe by hand. And what you're going to do is first remove the metal fitting. So just push it out just like that. As you can tell, it releases. And then same thing with your flathead screwdriver. Just go ahead and push out the grommet just like that. So basically what you're taking out is this metal fitting that was in there and this grommet. Like I said, there's 3 of them, so we already removed the one that's here. Up next, we're going to remove this one here and this one back here. So now we have everything secured. So the 3 grommets and the 3 metal fittings. So like I said, we're going to be reusing some of the stock hardware. So let's go ahead and now transfer it onto the brand new Injen intake box. So once again, I have it flipped over on its backside. You're going to notice there's one hole there, and this cutout piece here. That's basically where we're going to be reinstalling these. Exactly the way you took it off, put it back on. So let's go ahead and start with the rubber grommets. The way you know they were installed correctly, looking and focusing right here on the grommets, there's going to be a cutout down the middle there. You're going to notice that. That's kind of what's going to feed in and what locks it inside. So part of this bigger piece goes in the inside, and then this cutout here is of course for the cutout here. and then this other fat side sticks out. And that's how you'll know it's installed correctly. Nice. So let's go ahead and now move on to the next step. We're gonna go ahead and grab the stock intake top of the box. We're gonna be removing the MAF sensor, and we're gonna be installing it onto our brand new pipe. Looking right here, there's gonna be a Phillips head screw on both of those there. Go ahead and remove those two little Phillips head screws. So let's carefully and gently peel off the sensor. Do not break this, because these things are expensive and you do not want to replace this. Now that you removed your MAF sensor from the stock intake, you're going to notice right here, grabbing the engine air intake pipe. This is the brand new one, of course. So we're going to go ahead and grab our sensor and slide it right into this hole. The way you're going to know you installed this correctly is on the sensor itself. There's going to be an arrow. You're going to want that arrow facing to the engine logo right here. So just take note of those two things, and that's how you know you installed this correctly. Up next, you want to make sure these holes are aligned correctly, and if they are, the next step is grabbing this baggie here. This baggie was actually provided inside the engine box. You're going to want to go ahead and grab the two smallest screws that are inside that bag. Those are going to be I believe 2.5 Allen key. So let's go ahead and install those now. Super simple, nothing too hard. Just like that. So now I know it's securely put on. All right, let's put this off to the side. The next step, we're gonna go ahead and focus once again, grabbing our intake box. And you're gonna go ahead and grab this piece here that was provided. This is gonna be kind of like your vortex. So that is gonna go inserted into here. So you're gonna notice there's notches, and it's gonna slide right into it. On both ends, you're gonna see here, there's two holes there. On the other side, there's also two holes there. There's going to be two screws going into that. That way it secures it. That's what we're doing next. Right there, basically what we're going to be installing are going to be some washers and screws. So those are provided. So those are going to be in the same hardware baggie that was provided. Inside there's going to be 4 washers. They have like little rubbers on them, and there's going to be 4 of the screws. So let's go ahead and grab that now. And you want to go ahead and grab your Allen key set, and we'll be installing that next. So noticing right here, I have the washer inserted into the screws that were provided. The rubber piece is going to go towards the actual box here, and the metal piece is going to go towards the screw. So I just kind of hand started it. You want to do this by hand first, and then tighten it down with your size 4 Allen key. Okay, so now that it's securely on, this is what you should be working with now. One thing that I did want to know, inside the package, you're going to notice it comes with this piece here. This piece, you're going to notice there's like a little notch in there. That generally just goes here, so you start it on one side, and then you just kind of work it around. It's going to go all the way around just like that. I'm not going to be installing this because I do have a snorkel upgrade on mine, so this won't allow it to work, so I'm going to leave this off. But if you guys do have just your stock fender, you guys do not have a snorkel, make sure you guys install this piece into this here. So let me go ahead and now put this off to the side. Let's get to the next step. So our next step, going back onto the truck, now we're going to need to remove this plastic trim panel that's right here. So to do so, you want to go ahead and get your panel removal tool or a flathead screwdriver. And you're going to notice there's a black tab here, black tab right there, and a black tab there. It's going to be super simple to remove these. You just kind of get it in there, you work your way in, and you pump them right up, just like that. There is one. Make sure you save these. Do not throw them away. You're going to need to reuse them. Alright, you guys, so we removed, of course, 1, 2, and 3 tabs there. Up next, noticing in the back of this plastic, it's still held in. There's going to be 4 more. So there's going to be one there, one here, and one here. It's going to be exactly the same steps. Go ahead and remove those black plastic tabs. Once you do that, let's go ahead and now remove this piece. Like I said, make sure you keep hold of these plastic tabs. So now we're going to go ahead and drop this inside the intake, inside the engine bay, just like that. What you're going to want to focus on over here, of course, there is little cutouts, there's a screw. So when you drop it in here, you're going to notice there's a grommet here that's already on the factory, and there's a grommet there. So these 2 big holes are actually going to slide into that, and then this middle section here, you're going to be putting a screw through that. I'll show you guys once we get to that step. Let me go ahead and show you guys something over here on the intake box. So if you guys do remember, I was telling you guys, I do have, of course, a snorkel upgrade on my truck. So I'm not going to be installing that rubber piece there. So we're going to be putting it right into this here. Just let it slide in, just like that, as you can tell. And what this is for, like I said, is for my snorkel, which is here. So I have it in that position there. I'm not going to tighten it down just yet. I'm going to go ahead and now focus back over here. Let's go ahead and slide this right over the grommets, just like that. Make sure it's sitting flush. Go ahead and grab one of the tabs. If you guys do remember, there was 3 up front and then 4 in the back. Now, when you go to reinstall this brand new one from Injen, all you need is just one of them. So that's going to go right here in the center. Push down and pop it in. Just like that. And now this is installed. So let's go ahead and now tighten down the little screw that's right here that's going into the snorkel. So of course, now that we have it installed like this, as you can tell, we still haven't installed the filter. We're going to be doing that next. So we're going to be reinstalling the 3 screws that we had took off the stock intake box. Just like the stock one, there's going to be 2 that go inside. So there's one there, and then there's one back here that you won't be able to see. And then on the outside, there will be one out here as well. Just like you did when you took your stock one. That's going to be a 12mm socket. It's going to be easier to just do it with a wrench. So now that I've tightened down the screws that were inside with the 12mm socket, now it's tightened, it's secured. Let me go ahead and show you guys the one I was talking about on the rear. So the rear one is going to be right here. So noticing there, that's that 3rd one on the outside. So now this box is nice and secured. Up next, we're going to install the filter, and we're almost done. Now let's go ahead and grab our engine filter. So noticing right here, there's like a notch there, a notch there, notch there, and there. So there's going to be 4 of those all along the filter. So the way you know how to insert this, on here there's also going to be 4 cutouts. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So basically the way you install this is the big side in, and those notches should line up. And make sure you have this all secured down, and this just kind of works like a locking pin. So once it's in its position, just like that, make sure you have it in nice and secure all the way around, nice and flush, I should say. Just twist, and that's how it locks into place. Okay guys, so for this next step here, you're going to notice this rubber piece that came provided, and these like clamps that came provided as well. So you're going to notice on this rubber piece, there is a smaller section. This is the fatter. It's a lot more wider. This one is a lot skinnier in diameter. So the skinnier one is going to go into the intake manifold. So let's go ahead and put that in there. It is just rubber, so if you're having trouble, just literally kind of slide it right over. It should go in. You just kind of work it around, and it goes in just like that. And then go ahead and put this next one in. Just kind of leave it dangling for now. We're not securing anything just yet. Up next, we're going to go ahead and grab our intake pipe, and this is going to go inserted into the filter first. It'll help you with the installation if you do it this way. And you're going to feed this pipe into this rubber piece here. And same thing, just kind of work with it until it goes in. So go ahead and grab this pipe that we had taken off, insert it there. Let's go ahead and just grab our clamps for now. Squeeze the little wings, bring it in forward, and let go. And that's now secured there on. Up next, you want to go ahead and grab the connection for the sensor. And this one, we're going to feed it under the pipe. Just like that. Make sure you put it in its correct position. So noticing right here, the tab is facing towards the top. We're just going to go ahead and insert. Make sure it clicks. Once it clicks, that's how you know it's secured. So let's put that in a nice position there. So that's done. So up next, now all we need to do is tighten down all our clamps, and we'll be done. Right here in this step, you could either grab a 8mm socket, or you can go ahead and do it with your flathead screwdriver. And you just give it a quick test, make sure it's not gonna move. Alright you guys, so right now I'm going to go ahead and clean it up because my hands are dirty. I did dirty it up a little. But check this out. This looks so much better. This looks so much better than it did with the factory one. Damn, look at that. So much better. So let's go ahead and now start the car, test it out, see what it's made of. Now the cool thing with this, like I was telling you guys in the beginning, one, it works with my snorkel upgrade, so that's awesome. 2, it's now a cold air intake because it's also going to be grabbing air from in here in the grill. so that's going to be awesome. And it's still enclosed, so this is perfect. So if you guys do go off-road or anything like that, you guys don't have to worry about it getting messed up because this is all enclosed. Another thing, as you can tell, it takes a lot of the restrictions away, so that's actually going to add 17 horsepower and 15 pounds of torque. That's what they say. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I do have a performance tune done on the truck, so that may help it out. I'm not sure. I just think this thing here looks freaking awesome and it looks great. Let me go ahead and now install the engine cover and basically be done with this installation. So exactly the way I took this off, I just go ahead and put it back on and it snaps right into place. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the car, let you guys hear it at idle, and then I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some revs, let you guys hear it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and test it out on the road and see if it changed anything or not. Like I said, I don't know if it's actually gonna add any horsepower or torque, but the cool thing about this, it looks freaking awesome. And yeah, if you want to get yours, description box below. Let's test it out. So of course right now we just kind of gave a couple revs. I don't think you guys can hear it on the camera, but the cool thing, like in person, you can hear the actual air getting sucked in now. So let's see how it sounds on a full little pull. I'm gonna go ahead and straighten out. All right, so of course right now I'm gonna be on a complete stop. Let's go ahead and give it a test. Guys can hear that on camera, but damn, it wakes up the engine. It sounds a lot louder, and I feel like it did add a little bit of power. Like I said, that might just be my mind. I don't know if it's really true or not, but it did feel like it did wake it up. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it another run and see if this torque and horsepower gain actually did happen or not. It's smoother, yeah. Damn. That sounds cool too. It
doesn't sound like it's gonna break.
Alright, so right now, just like I said, that was just the second pull. It's my second time trying it, so let's see how it is overall. Of course, maybe down the road I'll give my honest overall review. But my first impressions as far as just installing it, doing it 2 pulls, I feel like it woke it up. The overall power band is just, it's nice and even. It feels like it distributes it well, and it does feel like it added a little bit of power. Not sure if it adds the true 17 and 15 torque. It sounds awesome now. I don't know if you guys can hear that on the camera, but damn, I like it. Get yours, description box below. So of course, if you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm just kidding. Yeah. See you guys on the next one. This thing's loud now. Heck yeah. Damn.
Jesse Rizo is here for you. Is here for you. Like I said, it's super simple. Please feel free to subscribe.